Yo, what's going on, everybody? A little bit different of a stream today. I had to order a piece from my PC today. Hopefully, you guys can hear me well and the audio is not choppy. I actually am coming in from my phone on this one. Still can share my screens though. So we're still gonna go over the market. You know what I mean? Chop some things up. We got grind time in the building. What's going on, grind?
Yo, what's good? What's good? Yeah, I know you had
Nothing
a
much.
little bit of a audio issue
A
last
little
stream.
bit, dude.
Yeah, last
My
stream. So
stuff was melting down, bro. Like I literally touched I would touch my mixer and like everything would just shut off. So
it could have been
um
the market. The market probably could have done that to your shit.
yeah, well, I
The
think it was
market,
a little bit of the market and the
yeah.
fact that I have no storage at all, period. So it's
But
okay though.
yeah,
24 terabytes on the way. So
there you
we're
go.
gonna fix that, move some things over, and yeah, make everything right, man. Make everything right.
Well, I think
But
looking at the market this morning, it looks like everything may be all right for the time being, right? At least for the next 90 days.
it would seem right because what volume's going up a little bit is definitely looking intriguing. Anytime you have a combination of the volume and this going up and the market cap going up at what I mean, the rates they're kind of going up right now, it's definitely bullish. It's hard to deny that this is bullish sentiment at this current moment right this second. But I told you guys previously that one, it happens fast. Two, I also told you guys that a lot of these different cryptocurrencies were going to go a little bit lower than the support level that they were going to trade and consolidate at. They were going to go down, it was going to dump a little bit, and it was going to kind of bounce and go up to the support level that it wanted to trade and consolidate at. So that's what we're kind of looking at right now, which I'll show you guys on the various charts we'll be looking at too. But just looking at the global market cap, right? Let's just take this without looking at the entirety of the entire chart and just look at this section that we've been paying attention to and where we've been trading right now. So previously, when we were last trading, we were down here. I kind of explained to you guys that once we kind of get above this range and trade above this range, one, we have a squeeze point here because we have a support level right here, and then you got this uptrend line that they've been traveling for almost about 2 years. So pinch right here, you know what I mean? Got a nice volume push, and then another variable that you can pay attention to is the smart money started to increase. So smart money increasing. We're getting a neutral candle on the MACD, which is good also. So bullish sentiment, bullish sentiment. Definitely bullish sentiment getting back above the support level, then also getting back above this trend line. So that's usually why I don't change colors as the fast because you end up having to change it back. But I like for the visual purposes to show you guys that we went this as a support resistance to making this our next support that we kind of bounced at, going up above this again to reinstate this as a support level, and then bam, hitting our previous support level that got flipped into a resistance, you know what I mean, and pushing back a little bit. So you can see the wick from the price action we did hit above this, like around this range or so, at like 2.64, and now we got pushed down to where we're at currently right now. So thoughts on this kind of similar to what I was telling you guys in the first place. I'm actually happy to see it acting out. I kind of want to clip some of it and kind of show that we've been kind of telling you guys almost step by step kind of what are the possibilities of going on here. But from here, us kind of going up and above, and then this not acting as a strong resistance level blows right past. So, and then we hit this resistance level right here. So I think that we are possibly going to retrace a little bit. Do I think it's going to be like a super big pullback? No, but I do think that we have used this as support and then used it as resistance a few different times and using it as a resistance right now. So it depends on the amount of volume we have in the market. And right this second, there's a nice little push on the smart money, but it's not a massive amount of smart money that's coming to the market right now. So I don't know if we have it right now, volume wise, to push past this level. But honestly, only time will tell. We're in the middle of the week. That's why this is the midweek market check. So we're kind of just testing the waters right this second to see what we're gonna do. We still have to see how this candle closes. So even if this candle closes like in between this little triangle shake here, I'll say right here in this little range to where I think it's gonna pinch. We'll finally get some value, probably consolidate going up and down this range and then go up. Or if we get enough volume, we could open our next candle for the week starting on the 14th. And from there, you know what I mean, we may have a little bit of pushback, and then from there pop up and you know what I mean, finally go up and above this. But it could take at least 1 to 2 or 3 weeks, you know what I mean? So I think like 1 to 3 weeks is a good estimate for you seeing a price action squeeze of some sort. So we're either going to squeeze and go to the downside or squeeze and go to the upside. How this is forming out right this second, well, like I said, with the neutral right now on the MACD, the push on smart money, as long as we can still see the smart money start to push up in the market, I think that we can probably see it on the earlier side, probably with like 1 to 2 weeks of trying to push up. But all of it really depends on how this candle closes. If we get enough volume to actually push up and above this point, and closing above it, go down, retest, and actually close above this range, then we could possibly just consolidate here until we push up and then get some more value. Which at that point, I think that scenario, it takes us a little bit longer to push up because we'll probably consolidate a little bit until we kind of get around this range catch and then start to move up. But it can go multiple different ways. It really depends on the news in the market and the volume in the market at that time period. So to each his own, take it with a grain of salt. That's just how I'm feeling right now. If I could guess from just my perspective of how I feel about the market right now, I think that it pulls back a little bit. We probably got next week candle that's opening up. It's gonna try to go up and above, and that's when we're kind of peak above this area. And then if we don't get enough volume to close above it, we'll probably close underneath and then open the next candle, and that'll be the candle that probably breaks on that third week candle. That just depends on if we have no catalyst to kind of push the market at that point. If we have catalysts that push the market and we actually have volume kind of supporting it, we could push up on this second week. Or if this is just a bullish nature, which 9 times out of 10, after a super pullback like this, and you get a bullish pump up like this, you normally get people taking profits just out of fear of it happening again. So hence part of the pullback probably. But I honestly think that we probably could maintain over this uptrend level at the very least. And like I said, about 2 to 3 weeks. That's my estimate. We'll see if it actually holds up or not. But
Well,
yeah,
three.
we'll go from there.
How much did we have? If you could bring it back, hold on, bring it back to that, if you don't mind. How much have we had happen within the past week, right? So if you rewind, it's literally a week ago, and rewind back to last week's midweek market check. That red candle that's sitting on what is now the resistance line, it was a support line exactly a week ago, right? And then with all that tariff news that was up in the air and Liberation Day happened, you see that big drop and it hits that new support line. So again, if you were here with us and tuned in with us last week, it's everything that is pretty much unfolding in front of our eyes, as you see it on that upper trend line coming, that green trend line. So again, that hot pocket is what you pretty much called it, and it's trading right inside that hot pocket.
Yep. But I know you got the crypto bubbles up. Let's go ahead and pop that up.
Yeah,
See what we got from the market.
sure. So within 24 hours, I mean, what a difference a day makes, right? It was straight blood everywhere, and now we're back, baby. Are we not? We're back, baby. If you could send it high, right? So Bitcoin is up 8.3%. We're back above 80K, trading at 82,751 right now. 8.3 up for the day, and then we're only about 0.4% down for the week. So gained a bit back there. Ethereum is up 13.1% for the day, still down 8.3% for the week. But we were pushing close to 1,400, and now we're sitting at 1,665 with Ethereum. We got XRP back above the $2 range, 14 and a half up for the day. Broke it even for the week, so this pump is really helping XRP up a little bit. Solana we saw Solana, what was that, a day ago? I want to see. I think it was a day ago or maybe 2 days ago. It was under $100, right? And now we're sitting at about 119, up 13.2% for the day. SWE is pushing up 15.2% for the day, still down 5.1%, but this one again is back above the $2, sitting at $2.23. And then BNB had a little bit of a pullback with the way the market was, but BNB is sitting back up to $582, still down 1.9% for the week, but overall the market's looking pretty bullish for today, I guess. I don't know what your take is on it, but obviously we had great news come through this morning that we're going to dive into that really catapulted the market to where it is right now. And again, we'll see how it pans out for the next 90.
Well, ETH was previously getting the shit beat out of it, you know what I mean? So I'm happy to see ETH up 13.1% on a 24-hour period when it was going down massive amounts
Yeah.
in a 24-hour period. Like you can even see
Adrian.
the spark up on that chart, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
definitely moving. Even Bitcoin being up 8.2% in a 24-hour period is a nice transition. XRP being up 14.4%, Sol being up 13.2%. Like all of these are bullish percentages, and on what you want to see, which would be the top running cryptocurrencies that kind of drive the force in the market, I feel like.
And those are
So
big. Those are big pumps too. It's not just like little pumps, but we saw.
yeah, like it takes a lot of
Oh,
money to move Bitcoin and
absolutely. And we saw over 3 trillion coming back into the stock market. So it's going to overflow into the crypto market as well. Um, any other ones that we could pinpoint out? Pepe's up 16.1%. I mean,
pretty much
still,
anything that
yeah.
had potential before the market dumped recovered really well when the market recovered.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what we explain to people, that when the market's down, especially when it goes down those nice amounts, and we're able to identify good support levels to buy it, like you're good. So let's just take this for instance, just to give you guys an example, right? And this is not even just showing you a cryptocurrency chart, it's showing you the global market cap. So just looking at the global market cap as a whole and understanding that this is the amount of money that's coming in and out of the market. So once you can kind of identify, bam, slammed here, nice level of support here. Once we even identified this support level, it was still way down here, right? You know what I mean? Like we identified the support, we were able to identify as a strong level of support. Now, there's still a lot of risk in investing, because when you pick different ranges, there's still possibilities of it going down further. You know what I mean? There's nothing that's definitive in the market. Things can change. There are people who have plans in advance, people have take profit zones. So, but just looking at it right now, just as a whole, identifying that, to me, you know what I mean, me just understanding what I know, I felt like this was at the very least, if not a bottom, a local bottom to the market right now. So right. So from there, at that bottom point, we went what 13 point, let's just say 13.7 is to round it, about 13.7% from that range, with potential to still squeeze up within the next couple of weeks and to continue up to where we actually break past this, you know what I mean, this resistance level that we have right now. Next resistance that will probably hit to be about around this range, but I honestly don't think that this really holds us back too far. It may push back a little bit, then I think it kind of pops from here, and then we continue to kind of go up to our next resistance level. But overall, I think you guys kind of get what I'm saying. Like the gains are in being able to identify strong structure levels and those levels of support that will actually hold and maintain in the chart, and being confident enough to say, okay, even with us passing this point, the reaction we get from here the dump in the market could possibly continue, but we also just recently with this wick right here hit another support level. So with hitting that support level, bouncing, kind of moving up, you know what I mean? Anywhere within this wick or candle, you know what I mean? You could have found your range and kind of re-enter it back in, roll some of that pump, or just hold just for good DCA positions. Because if this does not break this uptrend line for a while, this is probably the last time that we'll see like a $2.3 trillion market cap. You know what I mean? So anything past that, you'll be investing higher and higher and higher and higher as the market starts to gain value and actually starts to rebound and turn around. So yeah, it's about to get a little crazy. But see what you got, Grant.
Yeah, so scared money don't make money, right? So
No, definitely.
you got to make sure you're DCAing, especially to the ones that you like, and try not to sell out of your positions. But what unless you were living under a rock today, this right here is pretty much what catapulted both markets, the stock market and overflow into the crypto market. So we saw between the trade wars all week long, Liberation Day, he put on a bunch of reciprocals on almost every country out there, and with the 10%. But China's been getting it hit the worst, right? So as of today, Trump says he was. You can see it well? Hold on, let me pull it up a little more so you could see it.
Yeah, definitely.
The better. So Trump
Yeah,
says
we can say it.
he authorized a 90-day pause in the higher tariffs for most countries he announced last week, while maintaining a 10% baseline tariff across the board. So pretty much put a halt on the tariffs for 90 days, but the pause did not apply to China, on which Trump said he was raising the U.S. tariffs to 125%, excuse me, because unlike other countries, Bessenet said it was unwilling to make a deal. So, but this was when the article was written. I understand that China and Trump are in talks of trying to work things out at this point. We got to wait. Time will tell, see how that unfolds. But pretty much this is why the market's doing what it's doing today. I don't know how you
So
feel
that
about that.
article, to me, that article says a few things. One, Trump's plan is working on some scale because his plan originally was saying that the U.S. was unfairly being taxed and spending more money than it really needed to, and it really didn't have the money to be spending in the first place while giving money to other people in the process. So his goal was to eliminate a lot of those different things that were kind of funneling money out. And I mean, if you like him or not, you can definitely say that he's done that. Now, has everybody liked the different cuts that he's made? Absolutely not. But to others, it makes sense. You know what I mean? So
Well,
they're
yeah,
they're currently at a what?
because their money is in play, right? Your investments being the hurt. That they don't like to see it, but at the end of the day, it might be better and more beneficial down in the long run. So now you're starting to see other countries kind of, so to speak, bend their knee and try to come and work a deal.
Well,
I,
yeah, I think Trump just walked into the room and was like, all right, guys, your money is gonna go down for a little bit, maybe for a couple weeks. Calmly, just keep going with your lives, guys. It'll be right back. You guys know I got this. You know what I mean? Just in his Trump
yeah.
voice.
So, but I'm gonna play the video too, just a little clip of it, just so you could see. This was from earlier today.
A deal's going to be made with China. A deal's going to be made with every one of them, and there'll be fair deals. I just want fair. They will be fair deals for everybody, but they weren't fair to the United States. They were sucking us dry, and you can't do that. We have $36 trillion of debt for a reason. We don't have it there for fun. They have it for a reason, and people took advantage of our country, and They ripped us off for decades. I've been thinking about this for decades. If you ever saw me on television, I was young like.
So pretty much saying he just wants it fair, fair playing field, and it's pretty much what he's doing. You see, like I said, you see other countries coming, making phone calls now, trying to work out a deal.
Yeah, it was a joke at first, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, Trump's gonna do tariffs. He's not gonna do anything, blah blah blah. And then when he came in office and immediately started getting on the paperwork and signing stuff for it, like
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh shit!" Like he's fucking he's dead ass right now. You know what I mean? So kind of kicks in, and multiple countries are reaching out, like, you know what? We don't want to be China, so let's work something out that's a mutual agreement to where we both feel like it's beneficial. And more so, Trump's just looking at it so it's beneficial to the US and it makes him look like a damn rock star. I think that's one of the main things people don't understand about Trump. Yeah, he people might think that he looks bad right this second, but if the inflation goes down, then on top of the inflation going down, he's able to get all these other countries to essentially submit to what he's trying to get, saving the US money and making the US money in the process of that also. And sends the stock markets and the crypto markets in the process of doing all of that and lowering inflation. I Trump's gonna have a lot of new best friends. And that's just the honest truth of it. And you can kind of see parts of the results of this with the market recovering the way it did around this range. Now, is it completely out of hot water? Absolutely not. If this candle retraces underneath this green line and you know what I mean, and closes underneath that green line, then at that point we've officially broken our uptrend for almost about 2 years and gone up to retest, and the retest fails. So the market gets pushed down further from there. So this is like a crucial point to where, like, this candle closing and how this candle closing, I feel like really matters in this aspect, because if it closes above, even if it goes down a little bit in wicks, we're still golden as long as we stay in, like Grind said, that hot pocket. You know what I mean? You have to kind of stay in this hot pocket here for us to kind of maintain our bullish momentum and not kind of go into a longer consolidation at this point. So that's basically what we're trying to avoid right now. But right now, Trump's got pretty much everyone, it seems like, where he needs them to be, besides China, which is why China still has a high ass tariff being advertised to them. And there's also the talks about who has the upper hand and leverage within this scenario. So is it the fact that China has a lot of the exports and things that you know what I mean, people buy from? A lot of things are coming from China and created in China, or is it the fact that the US is one of the largest buyers of Chinese made products? You know what I mean? So I think that kind of takes the hits on their pockets if, you know what I mean, they're not getting that money or that business anymore. So
Yeah,
the
to each
leverage seems to be in US.
exactly, to each its own, right? You see, what the U.S. is the top consumer, especially on products that you look. How many U.S. citizens hold an iPhone, and where does that get manufactured? And then you saw, I read well, not read, but like China outsources a lot of their stuff to Taiwan and other countries like that to make their products as well. So hence the reason why you saw so many harsh reciprocal tariff hits over in those countries as well. So the ball pretty much is in Trump's, well, the ball's in China's court, but Trump's got the bigger hand. You know what I mean?
Well, not well. So I don't even know if the ball's in China's hands, to be really honest. You know what I mean? Like they're causing a fuss about it more than anything else. But is this a distraction? Because I mean, to my knowledge, shit, Trump didn't have a bad relationship with China
No, he didn't.
initially before he got elected. You know what I mean? So this kind of like brings me to think like, hey, this may be a situation to where we need a global distraction that kind of distracts from the fact that we're doing this shit. If not, people are gonna have nothing to pay attention to, and they pay attention to what we're doing right now. So I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
said, maybe ever so slightly just kind of conspiracy theorist. I don't know, but I like kind of trying to really like dive into what could be why would people do something like that, because there's always logic behind the things that get done. You just always you don't always understand the logic behind what's getting done, because if you're not a part of it, the bigger picture is not brought to you. You know what I mean? So you're on the outside looking in, trying to figure out, okay, there's a square right there. Okay, that's a triangle. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah,
it's harder to kind of visualize what exactly the end game is. But for me, I feel like overall, his end game is to break down all of the broken things that are here right now and rebuild them into to small to stronger things. And for ETH, with the ass whooping that has been able to take, to be able to bounce 15.1% in a 21, I mean 24 hour period is definitely massive. Bitcoin up almost 8-9%. Solana going up 13%. Like these cryptos are taking beatings, and some of them are still in the red for a 24-hour period, even with the massive kind of uptrend that we had today. So it's definitely a situation to where you got to pay attention to the signs. I specifically told you guys that we needed to be above 1600 to consolidate and to begin to go back up. And I felt like that was a range that it would have to be at. So it needed to retest and go back up, which we're at 1677 right now. So these ranges are holding. Told you for Bitcoin, we had to be over 80K. We're at 83K right now. You know what I mean? So these are the bullet ranges that I'm explaining to you guys. That as long as we can hold close at the end of this week, I think that we're still in for a little bit of consolidation, but we're close to the start of another leg to try to moving forward in the market. I think that's just my personal opinion on it. But like I said, ETH going up as much as it did, you know what I mean? It's crazy. But I think that you got something up on ETH, right?
yeah, and it was getting beat up so bad, you almost felt bad for it. You wanted to throw in the towel, right? End it, like ring the bell. Like it was getting beat up, but could have it been part of this? So, article out of CCN, alleged World Liberty Finance linked wallet flagged by an on-chain analyst and labeled by blockchain intelligence platform Arkham sold 5,471 ETH for $8.01 million earlier yesterday. So the sale carried out through decentralized exchange COW protocol has raised concerns about whether World Liberty Finance is offloading its crypto reserves amid deep portfolio losses. So um, what we saw, with the bloody market yesterday, this wallet was that they claim is tied to Trump's World Liberty Finance sold $8 million worth of ETH. That could have sparked some sell-off fears yesterday. But like you said, we had a nice, as you can see, we had a nice bounce back today.
Yeah, the takeaways on this are interesting. So like I don't know, dude. I feel like there's like a lot of misdirection right this second, and the goal is to get people to not pay attention to what they probably should be paying attention to at this point. So like you got him co-signing on crypto, but his company selling a bunch of crypto. So you know what I mean? So like I said, mixed signals. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's just interesting. But 209 million down is crazy.
Yeah, and then you had them launch a token, and then 24, 48 hours later, launch another token when everything was pumping, which essentially brought any kind of meme coins or anything in the market at that time, like to a halt. Everybody was focused on the Trump token.
Yeah, yeah, but it's
So, so this
I
is
don't know.
interesting. Like I said, interesting to see. They spent 335 million on crypto assets and it's down more than 209 million. Like as an investor, that's not
Yeah, that's not the
the
best
smartest.
scenario in the world, or
No,
especially if you're following like trades from them, then yeah, you're in a bad position, especially if you went like big on it because of what company it was investing. But like it's basically saying that it spent 335 million on crypto assets, but it's down 209 million. So they really didn't exit too much too much money in relation to how much they put in, let's say. So they lost way more than half of the money that they put in.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. So again, see how it unfolds. But
What if, I mean, you never know. It might go to Solana. You know what I mean?
yeah, or do they, do they buy back in? Do they buy more, or did they buy more yesterday? You know, well they sold yesterday, but moving
I
forward, do
mean,
they?
selling at 1465, like I mean, it really wasn't a point in the chart to where you got a better pricing than that, to be honest.
No, absolutely not. Because we were talking it might hit 1400, but it hit that support. It retraced. I mean, bounced back. I'm sorry, and here we are. What are we at? 16 something. ETH 1664. So
Yeah, it definitely this is probably going to be the most interesting market of them all that people have probably gone through, just because the market is gonna do so many weird and finicky things. Like it's gone up, down, which is it's normal. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, but like just at the rates that it's doing it, when it's doing it, the levels that it's holding right now, it's just poised to, you know what I mean, do some cool things. But all of this is still dependent on how these candles close. Bitcoin is one of the big, oh shit, move my line and shit. I gotta start locking the damn chart.
yeah, I did that
I
earlier
always
myself.
I always forget to lock the chart. Now you should, like, click on the line, it'll still like do its thing. Oh, or I can just delete the
Delete it.
entire damn line. Yeah. All right. So right here on Bitcoin, we saw that we bounced right here, got a little bit of support, and tried to move towards the upside. Yeah, it went down a little bit further, but this bounce here and this kind of like validation of this support level here was good. Goes up to push with this volume that we had today past the resistance level that we had, which was our previous support. So at this point, what we're looking for is this needs to close above this red line. If it gets pushed back down below this red time line, this means that we broke our support and then we failed our retest, which means that we're going to still, even though we have volume right now, we can still come down. You can see it in the sentiments of our signals right now. You know what I mean? Like you look at the indicators right now, like we still got a nice space as far as the gap between this orange and blue line. It doesn't look like it's trying to curl up and cross. It does have a neutral candle though, and we do have more smart money inside of the market right now. So those are the things that we can actually like be happy about at this point. But until we kind of move to this next candle and decide if it's going to push down, because if it pushes down, then these will spread further apart. This will go back red, and we'll lose smart money on this candle. So it just depends on how we go. We just had a spike right here, and we saw what happened after that spike. Like, and then it went right back up, and then it came right back down. So it's going to be a lot of finicky movements in the market as of right now. But for right this second, we look nice. But I will say, we are hitting a resistance level that it definitely could pull back with. And if it pulls back and, like I said, closes below this red line, is what we're paying attention to, then we'll probably have a little bit more trouble. If you're looking on the day chart, we're kind of waiting on like candle confirmations to decide if this is going to trade and utilize this as a support also on this range. So right here, we broke it, used it as resistance, broke above it, support, support, support. Was able to trade a little bit, Wanted to head towards the resistance level right here, which I can turn this one red really quick. Wanted to head towards this resistance level, but didn't have enough volume, got pushed back down to the support level, bounce, got rejected. Came back up for the retest, got rejected on the retest again, and then this third attempt is where it actually broke above it. So we can easily sell down here, bounce, consolidate, and then just try to get some value and move to the upside. Or on the flip side, if we get rejected, push back down underneath this, and once again go back up to retest and fail, then we're 9 times out of 10 probably going to start moving more towards this 75K, 70K range. So all of this depends on the volume, sentiments of the market. What else comes out if Trump goes back on a tariff tangent? You know what I mean? There's definitely going to be some type of pullback. You can almost guarantee that we'll revisit that 75K range again as far as Bitcoin.
And anybody tuning in with us, drop some comments. Let me hear what your take is. What do you think is going to happen, or how do you feel about what Cuff's talking about right now in regards to Bitcoin and or the overall market?
Yeah, definitely, man. Interactive stream, you guys are more than welcome. Right now we got 31 people in the building, man. If you guys could like, retweet, tell a friend. I like to think that it's some pretty informative information we kind of hit you with, from our perspectives to the TA to the articles and everything we're kind of laying out. So definitely definitely give us your feedback. But when you're looking at it on a day chart, you see right now we're really dominant on ETH as far as the retail money right now. I told you guys that retail's green and then red will be our smart money, which we're completely absent of right now. Go to the week chart, bam, even with the Ethereum pump going up, what was it, like 13% or something like that, 16% overall? It was a nice little pump. But even with that pump, we only got a neutral bar on this MACD, and then on top of the neutral bar on the MACD, we still have an abundance on the week chart of smart money and no, I mean not smart money,
Retail.
just retail, and no real smart money in this market right now.
Yeah. So what we're seeing then, that's the week. How about the day? Because we're at 12.4% up for the day for ETH. So the majority of that is retail money. That's moving the chart. Excuse me.
Yeah, so it's just for right now for ETH, if you look at it on the week or on a day chart or something like that, day chart looks a bit more oh shit. Stop clicking shit. Day chart looks a little more promising because, like I said, neutral candles look like we're trying to cross, but you have to look at that we're also negative right now. Like if you're paying attention to the numbers on the side here, we're negative and definitely not in a very good spot. The volume's not the best in the world. We had a nice pump, but will it maintain over this range? Just because it pumped and made it a little bit over a support level. So it could come crashing down also with the lack of support from smart money. So definitely some variables you guys got to pay attention to, especially when indicators are still looking like this right this second. I mean, it looks good, but we recently got bull trapped on, I can't remember which candle it was, but I think it was this candle. Pumped all the way up and then literally same damn week came right back down. So we'll see. It looks like it wants to hold this range, but wanting and doing are two totally different things. So it really depends on the indicators and then like when we kind of get like some information. But definitely want to pay attention to ETH. I think ETH's still going to be one of the front runners. You can tell by how much volume kind of pumped into it.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Just
count
around this
that one
range.
out. I would never count ETH out.
Yeah. So definitely not something I'm counting out. XRP, nice bounce, but similar to ETH, we're kind of lacking the volume to kind of push it to that next range. So with XRP, we had this support level bounce, validated it, broke it, and then the retest didn't go well, and then it pushed down further from there, and then now it's pumping back up, but it's hitting this what is now a resistance level, which was a support level. So at this point, it looks like from the indicators, because we haven't even with this pump, that we had flipped neutral on the MACD for the week. Still, smart money did raise, but we did not go neutral for momentum is still kind of in a negative sentiment, so we can still push down on it. So I don't know.
It's still
From what
retesting
I'm
that
looking at,
line too.
yeah, from what I'm looking at right now, I think that we have a possibility of a pullback even with this nice push that we had in the market. This is just my personal opinion. So I don't know how you guys feel about it. Like I said, throw it in the comments. If you guys want to throw it in the comments, you guys are more than welcome to kind of chime in on it. But that's what it's looking like right now. If you look at the different cryptos, the only one that's not super giving me that vibe is Bitcoin, just because of the amount of money they got pumped into it, the range that it made it above the previous resistance level right there. And if it could just go down, retest, and maintain above 80K, because we just want that just for the market's sake of just not completely tanking with it heading back towards 75 or 70K, because that's like worst case scenario right now. So if we can keep it to where this at least stays above 80K, the rest of the market could pull back. Like I said, ETH looks like it could definitely pull back. I don't think it holds this 1600 range, not with the lack of volume and just retail kind of supporting the push right now. So that's just my, like I said, not financial advice, it's personal opinion. I think that ETH can come down a little bit. I know other people are bullish as hell about the market. I'm sure I'll be able to find multiple videos when I get off about how bullish the market is, but I'm just not. I'm not in a happy-go-lucky state that everybody else is, I guess. XRP we discussed looks like it can definitely pull back. Solana. Solana, once again, just like everything else, was holding the range, broke that range, retest failed, and then we broke into a downtrend. We're starting to try to find a support level around here, started to wake up, traded around this range for a little bit. So like a soft level of support being generated right here, and bam, resistance, kind of pushing it down from right here. So if you could, which I haven't utilized this in a while, I guess I can play with it again. So if I can make a range for this would be like the resistance for the top, and then this right here would be like the bottom of the range that we're trading right now. So just to give a visual of where we're trading right now, it was on top of this using it as support level, broke into this little range right here we created, bam, bottomed out, traded sideways a little bit, and now bam, got a spike of volume, got hit right here at the resistance level, and then makes it a little bit above with the close, and now it's going down to retest again. So if the retest fails, it'll come back into this channel, which allows people to kind of regain some Solana around like $100 or even possibly lower if it comes back out of this channel and bounces back in or not. So it just depends on how this retest goes. Retest holds, it holds this top of this zone right here, using it as a support. It'll push up to resistance where it may get pushed back again, but it's gonna need volume to get past this resistance level. So if it doesn't get past this resistance level, it's gonna get pushed back down. Keep probably either validate this level of support or break back into it. It depends on how long it takes the market to break down. If Bitcoin breaks down, comes down further to retest, ETH and everything else, I feel like follow. So it'll probably break down into this channel, trade sideways for a bit, and then bam, that's where we'll be for a little while. So we'll see though. Crow's a little boring right now. I don't want to watch that. Sui is actually interesting. It's doing better than the other ones that actually, what is this? This was the support level it was holding, complete downtrend. This is where it tried to catch, go back up, didn't have the value to continue into a downtrend, broke the level that it bounced at, and now it's trying to retest. The retest went well so far, but this has to retest this $2 and like $2.10 range. If it can stay above this $2.10 range, then we're solid as far as what we have going on right this second. So hopefully we're all good there.
Yeah, a lot of, if you're looking at SWE though, what are you on the day? Like again, there's a lot of retail, not much on the smart money pushing up on SWE.
Yeah, but the one thing I will say with Sui is remember beforehand I told you like there's those like small signs and
Oh
spikes of
yeah.
like smart money that indicate that they have interest in it.
Hmm.
So if you can identify a nice level of support, so yeah, it may push back down to this range. And if it can hold this range, like I said, it's golden. If not, it's coming down lower. It's going to be other opportunities to buy it lower. This would be probably for me the best level because this is the strongest level of support. As you can see, it revisited and tested multiple times. But if it can bounce right here, I think the only way it bounces right here and stays right here is if Bitcoin stays over 80K. If Bitcoin comes lower than 80K, then this is going to come into this range and you'll have the availability to buy it around here. If it stays over 80K, I think this stays above this range right here, and this is probably where it'll consolidate for a little bit. So, and the little spike of smart money we got on the week is kind of a bullish sign because if it retraces back down, maintains this will be a level I'll be looking at and interested in buying that just because if the smart money starts to come back in and it breaks this level of resistance right here, like it has a long way that it can go. Yeah, it has a small resistance level right here, but if it has enough volume, it can break this also, and we can be moving up towards some new all-time highs for Sui. So
Definitely bullish there.
110%. So it all depends on the catalyst and different things that happen in the market. Hopefully you guys are getting some takeaways from that. Appreciate everybody for sticking around and rocking with us. But switching to DeFi, like this is another one that I like to keep paying attention to. Our channel sponsor in the meantime, doing pretty damn well as far as this recovery. I told you guys that I felt like this range was going to be around the bottom. I even made it like my golden range for it. It seems like it's definitely validating that range. We're still squeezing in on Bollinger Bands, and we're going up towards what it was our support now as a resistance. So once it breaks through this, I feel like with enough volume and momentum, we're going to get more of a squeeze on these Bollinger Bands, and we're going to get a pop also. And I think as long as we got nice volume and a reason to buy as far as the demand, like this, if you're looking at this on a day chart, on a 3-day chart, like you can see the setup to where it's already squeezing on a day chart and Bollinger Band's already squeezed in. We're going up towards our resistance right now. And if we can just break this range and get some nice volume, sky's the limit, man. We got a resistance level right here, man, but that's definitely a little bit further along the lines. But I would like to see this continue to push and maybe push towards previous all-time highs as the market like really like starts to correct and like fix itself. But in the meantime, definitely we're telling you guys around 600K was a good buy. We were definitely telling you that probably wouldn't last too long. They have been maintaining their floor. There's holders at DCA. There's people that are learning about this project for the first time, or have earned it from the tap game or referred somebody with the TikTok swap. So there's multiple different ways the word is getting out for this cryptocurrency. And it's only a matter of time as this market corrects. And with it being on with as much value comes on Solana, this thing's gonna pop. This is one of those long-term plays that people tell you to kind of watch. DCA, grab your bag, and you actually appreciate the results after it starts to continue to move forward. So definitely want to keep your eyes out for. In the meantime, their link tree is in the description for this YouTube. So if you want to tap in, hit their link tree up and go ahead and check out their links, their YouTube and the different information that they have out. Telegram links, all that are present. So you guys can go ahead and check in the meantime. But overall, this is looking good. And on Friday, we got Mr. T. We did have to postpone it. I was running a little bit late. I had some personal issues I had to handle. But we'll be doing that stream with Mr. T on Friday finally and get to chop it up with him about the token. Looks like a good time as it's recovering real nice. Especially if by Friday we can like break, that would be definitely nice. Break and go towards like that $2 million resistance level that we're looking at, like $2.2 million for the resistance, it looks like. But I don't know, Grant, how you feeling about it in the meantime, man? Looking at this chart right now.
You know, I'm all for it. I like. In the meantime, I had my daughter playing the tap to earn game for me the other day, so I messed with the tap to earn, just trying to up my position that way. rather than just throw money into it as well. So there's multiple ways that you could, you know, get better positioning within this project through their mining protocols and the tap to earn game. And shoot, I think it was on Monday. Let me pull up the chart myself because I can't see yours that far away. I think we were well above 800K on Monday, and here we are sitting at 865,000 market cap again. It's been, you know, bouncing up and down between, you know, right below $1 million, you know, right around that range between seven and a milli. So reason being, it's got, you know, strong holders that kind of believe in what they're building. I do know. I was trying to pull it up when you pulled me. Friday, this Friday, they also have a Twitter space. So if you do go on their X page, you could set that reminder if you want to learn more about them and do your own research and listen to what they have to say, or the devs talking about what they're building. Tap into that, and then again, like Cup said, Friday night we got Mr. T himself joining us for our stream. So, but all in all, I like this one. I DCA when I can, and look forward to seeing how the buyback and burns, you know, come into play, as well as that mining protocol.
Yeah, and the crazy part is that if this does go to $1 billion market cap, I think that you've called your first 100x. You've allowed people opportunities to get in at as early as 600,000 on a project that makes it to $1 billion market cap. Is crazy. So I think that's crazy potential. But
And they very well have an opportunity to do so, right? Because part of the team, you know, they've taken other projects to $1 billion market cap. So
yeah,
this one has massive potential. And again, I think you could even earn more tokens or earn more in the tap game if you refer people to go and play the tap game. It's similar to what was that? The hamster combat, you know, similar concept, but
yeah,
again, somebody asked me today on X, you know, if they paid out yet for the tap. Nothing has been announced yet that I've seen. But if you're tapped in, no pun intended, but if you tapped into ITMT, you know, and you're following them and you're invested in them, make sure you set those noties on, so you don't miss that announcement. So I
yeah.
just continue to tap and try to build my earnings up as much as I can daily. And I'm never gonna get to where the number one leaderboard guy is, but I don't have that much time in the day to do so. But every little bit helps, right?
Yeah, and I feel like as far as the payouts, people are definitely going to pay out, so that's not something that I worry about. If anything, you're just pulling up the free rewards that you're getting just for tapping your screen. So definitely would not start counting my chippers too early. They're still in the beta phase of kind of like rolling things out, making changes, kind of utilizing like mining funds and stuff like that to do different things inside the project, buybacks and pulling up money for that. So I think there's going to be a strategic push and a strategic buybacks and strategic marketing ploys that kind of facilitate this kind of squeeze that we're kind of seeing. So that's just my personal opinion. You guys take it with a grain of salt. Uh, Also, I have another project that I'm gonna at some point I'm gonna start mentioning. I'm not ready yet. It's at a super early state, even earlier than this one, which is crazy. With a lot of potential behind it. So we'll be able to kind of discuss that further at a further point. But just not now. You know what I mean? Just not now. It's not ready yet. Pie's not baked yet. So um, gotta gotta wait a couple seconds, but I will be still releasing it to you guys at a super early state. You guys could pay attention to me, or you know what I mean. You guys shoot me off like the crazy guy. You know what I mean. Sometimes I go on my little rants. You know what I mean. Some people get it, some people don't. But I will say that I will be recording progress from in the meantime and the other project that I'm going to be mentioning, which is just me mentioning it because I like the concept of it. I think it's interesting, and I think it's something that could possibly disturb the space. So I think that honestly, it's going to be fun moving forward, kind of watching it and seeing how it moves. So I'm definitely going to be mentioning that probably within the next week. Shit, it could be this week. You know, it might be the end of the week. Might be next week. I don't know, but I will be mentioning it in the near future for you guys. So we will be paying attention to some DeFi projects. I'll allow you guys to kind of show me some DeFi charts. We can go through some websites. You know what I mean? I could be going through the chart, kind of doing some mock TA grind, could be hitting the website, kind of getting a perspective and a sentiment of just like how things are as far as that. And you guys can get just really brief and quick just overview of the project just live, you know what I mean? Just looking at the chart and what information is available. Keep in mind we haven't talked to the developers, we don't know any main plans behind it, just only information that's presented at that time period. But and people are coming out, they're chatting, they're interactive. We definitely don't mind doing stuff like that. If you're the guy that just randomly pops up and drops a contract or a name, may not be so prone to, but we can get some frequent flyers around here again, like we had previously, man. We definitely had some like some core supporters that really definitely wanted to see the brand grow, man. So got to build that back up, man, brick by brick. Definitely is a process, but we have hit the almost 1 hour mark. So I don't know if you wanted to add something else in, Graham, before we wrapped her up.
No, no, we pretty much, dove deep, got whatever we could today. Appreciate everybody coming out. If you like what you hear, like what you see, you learned a little bit, set those noties. Make sure you drop some follows and, tune back in tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday. We're doing the X Space tomorrow. If you have any projects that you want us to look at, again, this is interactive. By all means, drop them in. And we could check them out in the DeFi section, or if there's an altcoin, please do so. But again, appreciate everybody tuning in, coming out, and hopefully you learned a thing or two.
Yeah, definitely, man. So the goals are to help you guys kind of navigate the market better. We can actually learn the market together. It forever changes, so it's not just one thing that you can just specifically like monitor. It's always different types of rug pulls, different types of investors, different types of projects, people trying to be innovative inside of this space. So all type of different things we can learn and kind of explore. Now, overall sentiments on projects, developers, stuff like that, I do kind of have a keen sense on things like that at this point, just because I've been through so many projects that were good, bad, situations that were good, bad, and just understanding the layout from the front and the back of both of those situations. So we'll be able to go over a lot of things. Security, NFTs is going to be a fun sector of that once we really start kicking off and talking about different NFTs and why the little pretty pictures have value attached to them if you don't know what NFTs are. So a lot of a lot of things are available. But other than that, man, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. See you guys next time. We're out here.